All right, one film that I am super excited for is Ballerina. The official title is John Wick Presents Ballerina. That is the actual title, by the way. And it stars Ana de Armas, and it's set within the John Wick franchise, obviously. Keanu Reeves will show up, and the film is set between John Wick 3 and 4. And there was some footage released earlier. It shows that Ana de Armas' character, I'm just going to call her Ballerina for now. She grows up idolizing or looking up to John Wick, and then eventually she's never met him, and then eventually she goes into this work and meets him, I guess, based on the plot. And there's a description of a sword-heavy action piece in Russia on snowy fields or snowy mountains, and the action is on par and similar with the rest of the John Wick franchise. So, that real technical sort of hand-to-hand and gun-to-gun sort of combat. So, James, besides the title, are you excited for this film now?
Besides the title, excited might be a strong word. I'm looking forward to it because anything John Wick related, I'm going to be excited for. I love the John Wick franchise, and the fact that I heard that it was delayed even further to add some of those set pieces and more action in it and stuff like that, which I think is perfect for this because these movies don't really need to be anything more than action driven. I think that's kind of their style and that's what they suit. They don't need to be, heavy character pieces, with, a really complex narrative or anything like that. I think just full on action and make the action the most complex thing in the movie. I think that's the way to go. So the fact that they're sticking to the John Wick, I guess, model is probably the safest bet. It's one that I agree with, so I have to be looking forward to it just on that thing alone. The thing that does worry me is the fact that it is now called John Wick Presents Ballerina and that John Wick himself shows up in it, and the fact that it's about Ballerina or Ana de Armas' character idolizing John Wick. It's like the studio, they want to do a spin-off of John Wick, but not completely. They don't want to be too risky with it, and it's an annoying thing. I really dislike when spin-offs do this whole the whole franchise presents this. It's like what did we get it for? We got it for Fast and Furious Presents. I mean, there's been some other ones as well. And I think
Games, Mad Max Fury Road presents Furiosa. No, it's
Mad
Furiosa,
Max
Mad
Saga.
Max Story.
Yeah.
Saga, yeah.
You need to allow these spin-offs to breathe as their own movies. Like, we could really have a new action star in Ana de Armas here. But now that it's so closely tied to John Wick, it's going to be much harder for that kind of character and that story and the movie itself to really stand on its own 2 feet. Like, if they do a sequel for Ballerina, is it John Wick Presents Ballerina 2? Like, it's silly to me. And Keanu Reeves showing up, I'll always love it because I love Keanu Reeves as John Wick. I feel like that's probably his most iconic role, even beyond the Matrix stuff. So, yeah, it's him showing up as I'm torn on it. I think for this kind of movie, you should have just trusted in the fact that it's a John Wick styled kind of movie and just had it be its own thing. Should have just left all this John Wick stuff out of it. And, John Wick was meant to die in Chapter 4, and now he's coming back. Isn't there John Wick 5 confirmed now? The franchise is kind of heading in a little bit of a silly direction, and it was going on such a strong start. I hope John Wick isn't in it much, and that Ballerina stands on its own 2 feet. If it's as good as it sounds, it could be the start of a genuinely great action franchise with a female lead, which is what we've been wanting. So, yeah, I think it should have been separated more distinctly from John Wick.
Yeah, well, we don't know exactly how much Keanu Reeves is in it. He could literally be in there for 5 minutes, just having a bumping into Ballerina or something like that, or he could be a side character or a co-main character, who knows. But I feel that'll mainly be set with Ana de Armas' character, just because it seems as if it's going to be set on her way, making up through the ranks or something like that, and then going over to Russia just to have a kick-ass sword fight. I mean, we haven't really seen swords in John Wick, so I'm really intrigued to see how they do that.
We've seen loads of swords. Yeah, I think it was in the final act of John Wick 3. It's a big sword fight. I might be wrong. There's just so many sharp things in John Wick movies. I kind of just they all blur together at some point.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, in regards to my hype, because I think this was on my top 10. I can't remember.
It was
If
my
not,
honorable mentions for sure.
Well, it might have been on my honorable. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea at all. But I think my hype is just exactly the same. I'm still a bit cautious, just especially with these details. I do like how it's set between John Wick 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Because obviously it needed to be set somewhere. And I really like how the action is similar to John Wick. And I'm just excited to see what sort of interesting sort of shots and fight action sequences they can do.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on that title. It's absolutely stupid. Like, fuck.
It's just dumb, man. I mean, Ballerina sounds cool. I would have should have kept it that way. But that footage you described sounds cool, and like Russia and like in the snow and a sword fight. That sounds sick. I'm still excited for it.
Yeah. Could you guys get behind that? Could you guys go to Russia and have a sword fight in the snow? Let us know down in the comments, and let us know if you enjoy the title of John Wick Presents Ballerina, or if you think it should just be called Ballerina, or something else entirely.